Namaste and hi friends, it's Parvati here with Visionary Veda, bringing you your Vedic Astrology full moon report for this most auspicious full moon happening July 10th, known as Guru Purnima, Purnima meaning full moon, and Guru meaning your spiritual guide or teacher, one that leads us into liberation. It can also be your higher self, your spirit guides, any sort of force of good and love and guidance that you feel connected to. This full moon is the moon in which to do some sort of a ritual, chant a mantra, which I will be sharing with you later on in this video, and just giving thanks and connection to those gurus for helping us, for leading us out of the darkness, and for helping us in our personal growth and evolution. There are also a couple of other planetary shifts happening this month, coming up very, very quickly. On the 13th of July, a few days after the full moon, Saturn is going to begin its retrograde motion in the sign of Pisces, which means that it is pretty much stationary at this moment. What does that all mean? I'll go over that as well. A few days after Saturn begins its retrograde, we will have Mercury also going retrograde in the sidereal sign of Cancer on the 17th. And then on the 22nd, we have a very powerful and explosive Mars conjunct Ketu exactly. So what does this all mean? Let's go ahead and get started, and I will share with you my insights based on Vedic astrology. So starting off first, this full moon on July 10th, known as Guru Purnima. So the last moon that we had, the last new moon, we had it happening in the sign of Gemini. Now remember, we had this magical alignment, this Jupiter Cazimi with Sun, Moon, and Jupiter all in the same degree during that new moon. So it was a very potent time in which to state your desires, especially your spiritual desires, your desires for healing, for evolution, for letting go of things that you've been coming up against, your karmic blockages. Now, this full moon is going to help illuminate all of that for you. You should have seen, and if you have, please drop it in the comments below. But since that last new moon a few weeks ago, you should have seen some sort of change, some kind of desire, some sort of blessing coming from that beautiful planetary guru of our solar system, of all the planets, Jupiter, and Jupiter giving its grace to us. Now that is going to continue for this full moon. However, now the moon is going to be in Jupiter's sign. It's going to be in the sign of Sagittarius, opposing Sun and Jupiter sitting together in Gemini. So Jupiter is still part of this full moon, of this Guru Purnima. Jupiter is going to continue to give us his grace, his blessings, his guidance. Again, all we need to do is to tap into his energy. Come to Jupiter, come to the Guru, asking for his grace, asking for his guidance, asking for his blessings moving forward, and you will receive it. In the end of this video, I will share with you the Guru mantra, but it's just very important on the 10th. Either make an altar to your gurus, offer them a ghee lamp or a candle, some fruit, some flowers, The fruit and the flowers are symbolic of our Guru because they bring us to fullness. They bring us into ripeness. They bring us into blossoming. So offer such things to the Guru. Sit in meditation and prayer. Connect with these celestial forces. See all the blessings that you have received throughout your life, and give thanks, give gratitude, and ask the Guru to continue to be with you and guide you moving forward. It is going to fall in the Nakshatra of Purva Ashadha. Purva Ashadha Nakshatra is the beginning of the start of our ultimate victory. And what is it that we are trying to be victorious against? We are trying to gain victory over our minds, over our negativity, over any kind of self-sabotaging behavior, over any kind of addictions that have us bound that we can't move through. This is what we can ask the great Guru to liberate us, or to support us in liberating us from. We can ask to have more discipline. We can ask to have more patience. We can ask to have more guidance. We can ask to have more clarity. Whatever it is that your heart desires, and whichever Guru, whether alive or not, whether embodied or just within your heart, you can connect with and receive the grace. Now, following this full moon, we are going to have Saturn moving retrograde on the 13th of July. Now, what does that mean? That means that right now, from now until the 13th, Saturn is stationed in the sky. So how to take advantage of these energies? Saturn is stationing in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces, this whole 2.5 years since Saturn has moved into Pisces at the end of March, it's about a great ending, a great dissolving for all of us in whatever capacity. See where sidereal Pisces is in your chart. That'll give you a clue as to what area of your life this ending is going to come about. But in any case, it's a great ending of a 30-year cycle while Saturn is in Pisces. So now when it's going retrograde, Saturn is giving us the chance to go over things again, very practically, non-emotionally. What is it that is not serving us? What is it that needs to come to an end? Whether it's a dead end job, or a job that you feel like is not in alignment with you. That would happen if Pisces is in your 10th house. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's your health, whether you need to start a new health routine, whether you need to just change so many things in your life, this Saturn retrograde period is going to give us the time to discern, dissect, and see what we need to make changes around and put to rest for good. See what happened 30 years ago, if you're old enough. See what happened. See what changes happened when Saturn was last in Pisces back in 1996. I know 1996 was a huge year for me. A lot of spiritual awakening, a lot of changes for me personally. Now that whole chapter is coming to a close in my life. So I have to look back at the last 30 years and see what it is that I have learned, that I have done, that I have grown from and with, that still serves me, that I wish to carry forward, and those things that I'm ready to shift and let go of. During this stationary period, which is right now, so it's going to be during the same time as this full moon, the insights you get, you can make a sankalpa. You can put onto paper. You can make a decision to change something in your life. When Saturn is stationary, it gives us that power to put discipline into practice. Saturn wants to see us working hard towards our goals. A few days after Saturn goes retrograde, we will have on the 17th of July, Mercury going retrograde. So on the 16th, just before it begins to go retrograde, 15th, 16th, 17th, Mercury is also slowing down and stationing and getting ready to move retrograde in the sign of Cancer, in the Nakshatra of Ashlesha. Now, why is this important? So, Mercury is the significator of not only communication, but commerce, business, connectivity. And when it slows down in Ashlesha, it is going to give us a chance to unbind ourselves, disconnect ourselves from things that we feel embraced but more entwined by. Like a snake that has wrapped itself around us, we can feel stifled in our way of communicating, frustrated in our way of being understood. Also, again, being the karaka or the significator of business, of commerce, we can realign what we are doing in the world to get income, money, gains with this Mercury retrograde. Now, both of these retrograde planets are happening in water signs. Saturn in Pisces, Mercury in Cancer. So that unraveling or that ability to break out of this bondage can happen on a deep, deep, deep emotional level. Be open to the clarity. Be open to revise how you've been approaching your work, your business, your communications, your the way you communicate and show up with your relationships, with your loved ones, with your mother as well. Cancer is the sign of the mother. How have you been overbearing and maybe too suffocating to your loved ones? Maybe you're the mother or play the mother role in some way that other people are feeling the squeeze from. So this can become very apparent to us moving forward after this full moon in July. So use this full moon to connect with the Guru's grace so that we may gracefully overcome and see with clarity during these retrograde periods of both Saturn and Mercury how we can change and evolve and break free of limitations. Now, all of the planets in the sky are in what's known as a Kala Sarpa Yoga. Here we are again with the theme of being bound by the serpent, by the snake. Kala Sarpa is the serpent of time. And all the planets are in between Rahu and Ketu right now. On the 22nd of July, everything's, okay, start again. All the planets are between Rahu and Ketu. Rahu being in Aquarius, Ketu being in Leo. But on the 22nd of July, we are going to have Mars conjoining exactly with Ketu in the nakshatra of Purva Falguni. This is a very sensual, sexual nakshatra in nature. So just be aware of anything having to do with how you are authentically showing up for your romantic partner, any kind of issues surrounding a sexual nature, also any kind of I hate to say this, but I will say it, any kind of violence of a sexual nature with having to do with power, because they are conjoining in the sign of Leo. There could be also some sexual scandals coming forth in politics and with world leaders. So just be aware of that. Without taking the nakshatra into consideration, there can be, again, some uprising, some warlike energy, some volcanic, fiery energy, because you have Ketu, which is high fire, like a lightning bolt, like a laser beam. You have Mars, which is very fiery, angry, warlike. And they're sitting in the sign of Leo, which is like the sun. Again, Agni, fire. So just be aware of fire hazards. Just be very aware, especially here in California. It's high fire season. So just warning you, you know, I don't want anyone to be afraid, but these are the general significations of this this conjunction. Now, if you would like to know how this Saturn retrograde, this Guru Purnima, Mercury retrograde, and this Mars Ketu conjunction are going to be felt for you personally, please feel free to reach out for a Vedic astrology consultation reading with me, where we take a look at your birth chart, your karmas, and see what the planets are showing for you in particular. And you can send me an email at visionaryveda, VEDA, @gmail.com. So just really quickly, those are the major planetary positions and changes that are happening from this full moon, moving into the next new moon. And the next new moon will take place on the 24th, 25th of July. On the 26th, we're going to have Venus entering Gemini, meeting with that Jupiter there. So the two gurus in Gemini. And on the 28th, 29th, Mars is going to finally move into the sign of Virgo, breaking the Kala Sarpa Yoga, so that we all feel a sense of movement again in our lives, and not so much entwinement or stuckness. All right, so I will leave you with the mantra for the Guru. And if you have a chance to begin to recite this mantra starting now, and especially on the full moon on Guru Purnima, recite it a minimum of 108 times, or block off a time period like 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, in which to chant with reverence and love and gratitude for the grace that the Guru has bestowed upon us throughout our lives and also moving forward. And this is the mantra. It goes like this. Om Guru Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I will write the mantra in the description, and I wish you all a very beautiful and illuminating and graceful full moon, full of grace, guidance, wisdom, and blessings. So enjoy the life, my friends. Love your life, my friends. And happy Guru Purnima. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe. It helps me so much, and I do appreciate your viewership and your continued support. I will see you in the next video. Om Namah Shivaya.